Hey family friend, Royal Priesthood, your sister in Christ, back with another video. I have the Bible here. So recently studying this morning in Deuteronomy, we're in chapter 9. This is Moses speaking to the Israelites. I could start at verse 18, then I'll skip down a bit. Then once again I fell prostrate before the Lord for 40 days and 40 nights. I ate no bread and drank no water because of all of the sin you committed, doing what was evil in the Lord's sight, and so arousing his anger. I feared the Lord anger wrath against you and against Aaron. And then he prayed for Aaron as well. That's what he was saying. We're gonna go down to he took all of their idols that they've made. He crushed it into powder and simmered it and threw it into the stream. Verse 22, you also made the Lord angry at Tebrah. You also made the Lord angry at Massa and at Cabroth, Hatava. And when the Lord sent you out from Kadesh Barnea, he said, go up and take possession of the land I have given you. But you rebelled against the Lord, the command of the Lord, your God. You did not trust him or obey him. That's where I wanted to stop for a second. After continually arousing his anger, disobeying. It was crazy to me to see how the Lord still told them to go up and take possession of the land. Repent now. The time is now. Tomorrow is not promised. Listen, God has been more than enough of gracious, merciful, forgiving. You and I would never, if I was God or if you were God, there would be no world. There would be no one left. We need to take that into consideration. That did really hit me hard, that the Lord would still decide that, yeah, I'm still gonna make you take possession of it. I know you're continually, deliberately disrespecting me as God that created everything. Let's continue. Okay, we're gonna pick up at 23. And the Lord sent you out from Kadesh and Barnea. He said, go up and take possession of the land I have given you, but you rebelled against the command of the Lord your God. You did not trust or obey him. You, 24, you have been rebellious against the Lord ever since I known you. Ever since I known you, you've been a stiff-necked person. Ever since I known you, you've been petty. Ever since I known you, you've been jealous. Ever since I known you, you've been hateful. Ever since I known you, you have that evil heart. Ever since I known you, you've been unforgiving, testing people. Ever since I known you, you've been conniving. Ever since I known you, you've been lustful. Ever since I known you, Ever since I known you, you've been disobedient. Ever since I known you, you've been doing exactly what you want to do, how you feel. Ever since I known you, you've been going by your feelings. Ever since I known you, you've been greedy. Ever since I've known you, you've been money hungry. Ever since I known you, you've been setting people up. Ever since I known you, you've been a gossiper. Ever since I known you, you have been rebellious. Ever since I known you, you've never been wrong. You've never apologized. Ever since I known you, you want to skip over the problem that you just did. Ever since I known you, you've been manipulative, being mad at people for reacting to the actions that you have done to them. Ever since I've known you, you've been a liar. And people can have receipts and you continually lie. Ever since I known you, you've been cheating people. You don't only cheat on your woman. You don't only cheat on your man. You cheat on God. Ever since I known you. Now is the time. When is it going to be the time? God is saying, come as you are. Do not stay as you are. Whoever is preaching that God will accept whatever, that is a false teaching, false doctrine. God requires change. Let's read. Ever since I known you, I've been begging for mercy. Even after what you've done against me, not because of me and you, but because I know your soul will forever burn. Do you really deserve for your soul to forever burn because of this thing you did against me? No, you do not. In case the enemy wants to play with your mind, you do not. I'm going to take it back to my story. I spoke to the mistress. I said, you don't deserve to die because of this thing you did to me. And she was boasting, and she was, all of this thing defensive and showing off. And I did this, and I took your, and you just mad. She needed me more not to go tit for tat. Because she's embarrassed now. They do their things, but they never come back and tell you, how did it end up? Every single person that has done evil against me, come forth and tell me how you ended up. Tell the world how you ended up. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. Everyone that I've ever done wrong, I've ended up in situations. Okay, and so because they were this rebellious, disobedient, the Lord was ready to destroy them. Get it over it. It was Moses that lay prostrate again, begging the Lord for mercy on their behalf. Begging the Lord. Lord, this is the people, that you did all this for. Don't do this. They're going to say this. They're going to say that. Lord, please, Lord, please, Lord, please. We're at chapter 10, verse 16. Circumcise your hearts, therefore, and do not be stiff-necked any longer. That sounds like change to me. Let's go to 14. It says, to the Lord your God belong to heavens and the highest of heavens and the earth and everything in it. Yet the Lord set his affection on your ancestors and loved them. He chose you, their descendant, above you. Okay? All the nations, as is today. Circumcise your hearts, therefore, and do not be stiff-necked any longer. Come as you are, but you will not be staying as you are. When you really get into the relationship with God, get in contact with God, you will not want to do these things. Okay? Come as you are, because you have not gone too far. Whatever it is that you feel like you've done, you are not too far gone. But if you stay there, you will reap what you sow. You will see the results of that. Whoever is only continually preaching to you how the Lord is going to bless you and the Lord is going to give you this and give you that and make your greedy self rich. Because they know it's true, because they know it's true, because they know that's the intentions of God. Jeremiah 29:11. I have a plan for you, plans to prosper you, and they build upon that. To give you hope, to give you a future. That's the heart of God towards you. That's why they continually disobeyed, and he still said take possession of the land. Not because he is gonna bless them for sinning, or in their sin they can continue. Circumcise your heart. Do not be stiff-necked any longer. Do not be lazy any longer. Do not put God last any longer. When it comes to that job, you make sure you're ready, you're on time, you're at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. waking up. But when it comes to God, I might not go. Maybe I don't have nothing to wear. Or maybe, it looks like it's gonna rain. When it's time to get to God, you want to get to God. Like I told you, I remember with the stroller, there's many people in the church with a car that could have offered me to pick me up. Eventually they did. But with a stroller in the hot sun, blocks and I lived on 70th. The church was like 130. That's like 33 blocks away. I would walk in the hot sun, sometimes money for the bus, sometimes no money for the bus. I'm trying to get to the Lord. I could have stayed where I was and prayed, yes. But I wanted to fellowship with others. Nothing to wear was not an excuse. Maybe it looked like it's gonna rain. I'll go next time. If I'm alive next Sunday. If I'm alive. Who are you? That's so very arrogant to think that you're gonna be alive this next Sunday. Are you in control of your heartbeat? Are you in control of this thing? You are not. You could be perfectly healthy and still die. You don't have to get hit by a car. You don't have to be sick. What have I been doing that I should continue doing? What have I been doing that I should stop doing? What haven't I been doing that I should start doing? Okay? If you're making it more important than God, it's becoming idol. Okay? Whatever it is. I remember I asked someone, come to church with me and this and that. And they had a brunch with a man that wasn't their man. And the hardest part for me is to see the people that I love going to hell. Like, it's the hardest part. I'm just gonna manage myself and continue to pray for those. Make it more important than God. You put your whole effort in that other thing. But when it comes to God, it's like, yeah, maybe I'll have time. Maybe. There's nothing to prove to anyone else. You don't have to prove to me, your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your kids. Because God knows your heart. That's the important one. Looking like, if I was on here looking like I'm doing the work to you, to my child, and going nowhere, and not really in a relationship with God, that would be the biggest fail. The biggest fail, looking like something to you. I love you, but you're not that important to me. Looking like and going to hell. Coming on, hey, royal priesthood. No, you have to do it on, off camera. And the time is short. And because you've been hearing it for so long, you think you have time. You don't have no more time. Down to the last, on my sister's deathbed, I was talking her into God. Her deathbed, that's where she had to do it. Where she had the whole time to do it, but that's where she had to do it. Where she was inaudible, like she could not speak. And she could only listen. She could hear me, but she couldn't speak. Do you have to be on your deathbed to give God a yes? If so, then so be it. And for many, that's evil. That's evil. And then the real evil looks good to you. The time is now. Take heed to the message. And what you thought you used to get away with, you didn't get away with, because God will wait. God will wait. You'll see what you did to people a long time ago in that marriage that you now have. You used to go after other people, man. And now that you're married, you will see. If you don't get married, your children will see. I've seen it, and even though it was not God ordained, I've seen in my marriage what my mother had done to other people. what my father had done to my mother. He will wait. You didn't get away with nothing. And when it's happening, you will be taken back to the place where you did that to that woman, where you did that to that man, where you did that to that person. You didn't get away with it. God is more than fair. More than fair. It baffled me that they continued to disobey. He still said, take possession of the land. Many of us will be, Lord, what land? They don't deserve no land. He still said, take possession of the land. And people are pleading for you to get it right. But there's only so much pleading that can be done. Today is the day. Today is the day.